So my back rear tire decided it wanted to take a crap on me and go flat. All right, there we go, guys. Got our nice crispy rainbow trout right here. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Adventures with John here, bringing you guys another video today. You guys can see I'm hanging out in the Walmart parking lot. I had to come here to get some more salmon eggs and some last minute stuff. So today we are going back to the Kern River. If you guys haven't seen my most recent video that I just posted, I went down to the Kern River. I spent just the morning down there. I went down and started at the pump house, made my way up the river, came back down to the pump house, and then made my way down the river a little bit. It was a pretty good day, and I managed to catch about like 11 trout, and I lost a couple others that just spit the hook before I got them in the net. But this time we're gonna be going camping. So I got the truck full of all my stuff. I got a bunch of stuff in the bed of the truck too. It's only gonna be for one night. I've got the wife and the newborn baby at home, so I'm not gonna go take like a 2-night, 3-night trip, at least not right now, maybe next summer. But just going out for like one night, you know, arriving midday, staying the night, you know, fishing in the evening, fishing in the morning, and then, you know, getting all packed up and ready to go lunchtime the next day. That's not too bad. I can definitely do that. So the goal for this trip is going to be, of course, one, we want to be catching as many trout as we can. I'm a big numbers guy, so if I go on a trip and, you know, I catch like 10 plus trout, like, I'm gonna be happy. Even if I catch like 5 trout or more, I'm gonna be happy. But we also are going to do a catch, clean, cook. So I still don't know if I'm going to, you know, arrive there. The campsite I'm going to is Headquarters Campground, and right now a lot of their sites are first come, first serve. So I don't know exactly how full the campsite's gonna be. I'm really hoping I can get a spot at that campsite because it's on the river, and that's the campsite that I was doing all my research on. There is other campsites in the area that I can fall back on just in case that campsite's full. I know Memorial Day weekend's coming up, so we're gonna have to just drive down there and we're just gonna have to see. So I'm still not sure if I wanna just do the catch, clean, cook like tomorrow, you know, do fishing tomorrow morning, keep just 1 trout for myself and then cook it up for lunchtime. I could potentially also cook up a trout tonight. We'll just have to see, you know, arriving there, setting up the campsite, all that. We'll have to see how that goes and how the evening bite goes. I'm sure we probably could. So you guys will see if you watch my videos. There's really only 2 ways that I prepare trout while I'm camping, which is either going to be, you know, putting them in foil with like butter, lemon, garlic, lemon pepper seasoning, maybe a little bit of salt, and just cooking it in the foil. Or I could put some oil and butter in the pan, season it however I want to, and I can pan fry it. So maybe we might try to do it both ways on this trip. We'll have to just kind of see how I'm feeling when I get there. But we've got about probably like an hour and 45 minute drive to get down there. So we're gonna get on the road. I'm gonna be listening to my stories, and I'll see you when we get there. All right, guys, well, currently I hit a little bit of a hiccup this morning. Currently we are off the side of the 58 right before the Murray Farms exit, and we ran into a little bit of an issue. So my back rear tire decided it wanted to take a crap on me and go flat. And of course, this lock right here, you're supposed to, and I haven't done this with this truck before, so I had to look up a video. But in order for me to use the little winch in there to let down my spare tire, it's supposed to be your truck key that unlocks this. And I don't know if it's just because I've never used it and I've had this truck for a few years and maybe it's all gunked up, but for the life of me, I cannot get that lock out of there. I don't even know why they decided it was a good idea to put a lock on that. So currently right now, because I can't get into it myself and I'm hoping they can come and help, I've got AAA on the way, and I'm hoping they can either figure it out with me to try to get that lock off of there, or if he needs to drill that lock and just break it to get it off. I honestly don't care if there's a lock on that or not. I just want to get this tire fixed so that I can get back on the road and head up to the river. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and hopefully we can get this tire changed. Well, guys, all I gotta say is God is good. So thankfully, when I was sitting there, you know, couldn't pop that lock off to get in there so that I can winch down the spare tire and you know, change out the flat on the truck. Some random guy, you know, pulled up behind me on the freeway, and you know, he got out and asked if he can help. So you know, I explained to him what was going on and told him how, you know, my truck key is supposed to pop off that lock, but I couldn't get it to work, probably because it was all gunked up with dirt, just not being unlocked for years. And he had the right tools and stuff in his truck, so he, you know, popped off that lock for me, which I don't really care about the lock. I don't know who's gonna wanna, you know, go through all that effort to just steal a spare tire. So you know, he was able to pop off that lock, and you know, he jacked up the truck, he changed the flat tire, he pretty much did everything for me. And you know, at the end, I tried to, you know, I thanked him, of course, and then, you know, I tried to give him some money, and you know, I asked him about 3 or 4 times, and he refused to take any money from me. So you know, this random guy that I didn't even know, you know, pulled up behind me on the side of the freeway, popped off that lock, helped me, changed out the spare tire, did everything, and then he wouldn't accept any money from me in the end. So I'm really thankful for that guy. You know, whoever you are, I really appreciate it. You really, you know, made my day, or made my whole trip, you know, with dropping off and, you know, helping me do all that. So all I gotta say is God is good, and we are back on the road and heading up to the river. Alrighty guys, made it here to headquarters campground. Now let's see if we can get lucky. So here's the I wonder, because they don't have any envelopes. I'll have to come back by over here and see if I can find one of those envelopes. If not, maybe I could find the camp host to try to talk to them. But essentially what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna drive around here in a circle around this campsite, and these are some of the yurts that they have. So they also have yurts that are available that you can use. I brought my own tent, so I don't really need to stay in one of those yurts. A normal tent site is like $36 a night, and if I remember correctly, if you're doing one of the yurt sites, it's like $111 a night. So $36 a night versus $111. I think I'm just gonna do my normal one. So you can see they have these like reserved things on here, and it shows the dates for the nights that it's reserved for. Today is Friday the 22nd. So pretty much I just have to drive around these sites and try to find a site that does not say reserved. I looked online last night because I was gonna try to reserve a site online, but I didn't have a whole lot of luck reserving a site online. So what I'm gonna try to do, because it did say there was some first come first serve sites available, that's what I'm gonna try to look for. Which, dang, see, like these people have this one reserved. One of these sites right here would have been perfect. These are the sites that I wanted. They're right on the river in a spot that looks pretty darn good for fishing. So, but all of these sites, or all of these sites so far, have shown that they are reserved. Let me see, there's a site right here. Not a very big site, and it's not waterfront, but oh, I think the post for it's over here. Dang, that's not even really much of a parking space. I don't even, it's reserved anyway, but I don't even think the truck would fit back in there. Well, it definitely showed that they had some that weren't reserved. So I just have to look at the reserved signs, and I have to look at the dates and see. Yeah. 22 to 25. It's because it's Memorial Day weekend. So because it's Memorial Day weekend, there's gonna be a lot of people here. 22 to 25. I guess I can find one that says like 23, because I mean tomorrow's the 23rd. So I just have to, there's a lot that say the 22nd to the 25th, because there's a lot of people camping up here for Memorial Day weekend. So let me see, I can't tell if that one says open or not. Okay, I'm gonna go down to this other loop. I did see a couple of signs that said the 23rd, like reserved from the 23rd to the 25th and stuff. One of those sites could be doable for us. 22 to 24. What does this one say? Yeah, 22 to 25. See, so there's gonna be a lot of people showing up today. I don't mind taking one of the sites that are more kind of in the middle if I need to, but it looks like even some of those, oh, hold on, let me see. See, that one's reserved from the 23rd to the 25th. So that could be an option back there. Let me see what this one says. 22nd, 23rd, 23 to 25, okay. Am I gonna find any luck with this one? 23rd to the 25th. Okay, we might be able to do that one. This one also says the 23rd to the 25th. So there is a few sites down here that we can make work. Okay, so we finally got here. We finally found a spot. This is not the spot that I wanted. This is literally the only site that I pulled up to that had the sign flipped that said open, and it had the price, and this is site number 1. So headquarters campground, site number 1. Thankfully there is bathrooms right there, and the site's right here. So there is a couple of trees, so there is some shade. The tent that I brought, I have 2 tents. I have like a 6-person tent, and I have like a little 2-person tent. And I brought both just in case. But I think I'm just gonna set up the small tent, because the small tent that I have should be able to fit right here in the shade, because it's not very big. But all in all, I mean, not too bad. I got a bear locker. It is right next to the main road. Not a huge deal to me. Of course, what I really wanted was to get a camping spot that was right on the river, and they have a couple of really nice ones that are literally right on the river. But of course, it's Memorial Day weekend, and all of the good sites, especially the ones that are on the river, are taken all weekend. So the next time I come out, this was kind of last minute. I literally decided last night at like 10 p.m. that I was gonna do this trip and come down here. So when I looked online, the only sites that they had were first come, first serve, and there was only one site available for the first come, first serve. So this is going to be what we're stuck with tonight. We will make it work. The river is literally right down there, and the camp host is right here too. So if I have any issues, it's nice that I'm right next to the camp host. So pretty much what we're going to do now is, before I leave to go do fishing or anything like that, I need to get the tent and some of my camping gear out, and I need to set up my site. So I did pay for it. I dropped the envelope and everything, but another part of claiming your site is, you know, having your tent and all that stuff set up so that people know that this site is taken, because it still says open, and I'm not going to be the one to flip that. I don't know if they, you know, check the box with the envelopes and then flip it once they see that you've paid. But just to play it safe, we're just going to go ahead and get this set up right now. So let's get that done so we can go fishing. There is a pretty nice view though. We got a nice view of the mountains behind us, and then we've got the river right on the other side, like over there where that picnic bench is. Literally, it goes down a little bit and the river's right there, and it actually looks like a good fishing spot. Sweet. So we got the campsite set up, or we at least have the tent set up, and I got my chair out just enough so that people know I have this reserved. One of the camp hosts did come by already, and they gave me a little thing to hang up in my truck, and they turned the sign around. So even if I leave in the truck, people are going to know that this is a reserved site now. So pretty much what I'm going to do now is, I thought I had some sunscreen in the back of my truck, and I went to look for it right now, and it turns out I do not have sunscreen in the back of my truck. And when I came out here a few days ago, I got pretty sunburned, even though I was just fishing for the morning. So there is a general store that's literally like a minute down the road, so I'm going to drive down to that general store, and I'm sure they're going to have some sunscreen. So I'm gonna go pick up some sunscreen real quick. We'll come back, I'll get all sunscreened up, and then I'll get my fishing gear together, and we're gonna walk down to the water, and we're just gonna see if this is a good spot for trout. So let me go do that real quick, and I'll come back and we'll get it rolling. All right guys, well, leaving the campsite now. I've got pretty much everything that I need. I don't need my big tackle box. I put my split shot weights, hooks, bait, you know. I have this fly fishing vest, so it's got a lot of different pockets on it, so I was able to fit pretty much all the gear that I needed if I break off or something like that, or need to switch to another setup. It's just easier than me taking my whole box with me, because that's pretty heavy, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. But right now our first goal is going to be checking out some of these spots right here by the by these campsites, right by the campground. And when I was first driving by, and the pictures that I saw online, it did look like there were some good spots for fishing. So we're going to get down here to the river and kind of work our way up, work our way down, and see if we can't find some of these early afternoon trout hiding in some of these holes. Here's one little spot. I mean, I guess there could be some small trout. I don't see any. But let's try this spot for a few casts, and then if not, we'll work our way up the river. I know a little ways up the river up there, I know it opens up and it gets pretty deep, so we're just going to try some of these little pockets as we work our way up the river, and, you know, see if there's any hiding in here. If I don't see any fish or feel any bites, nothing like that, we'll keep working our way up. For those of you who didn't see the last video I did, it's like slaying trout at the Kern River or something like that. First of all, make sure you guys go check out that video. Second of all, this is I think we caught 11 trout in that video, and we just went fishing in the morning. And on top of that, we lost another 3 that spit the hook before I got them in the net. This is the same setup that I was using over there. So I've got 4 little split shot weights on there, down to a double-sided swivel, or double-ended swivel. And then I've got maybe 2.5 foot or so of leader line, down to a size 10 hook, which we're going to be putting some salmon eggs on there. I've got like 3 different kinds of salmon eggs, and I know they're all going to be working, so we're just gonna, you know, go through the motions and, you know, try this out. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be throwing it upstream a little bit, and I'm going to be letting the current just drift it down. That way it looks nice and natural for these fish, and they should just see it as food that's drifting down the river. So if there's any trout in here, we should be able to get them on this setup. I'm probably going to use the Balls of Fire gold label. These ones are a little bit smaller than the other salmon eggs that I have, and this almost looks like maybe a little creek that's kind of running off the side of the river. I think if I were to cross it and go to the other side, there would probably be the bigger part of the river over there. So since this is just small, like a small little deep pocket, I'm just gonna throw on these little tiny salmon eggs real quick. I'm gonna throw 2 of them on this hook. We're using a size 10 hook. The other salmon eggs that I have, they're a little bit bigger, so I only use 1. But I try to cover as much of the hook as I can. The more of the hook you can cover, the better. You don't want those fish to see that hook. Trout are pretty dang smart and they're pretty finicky, so if they see anything that looks a little bit weird to them, they're just not even going to pay any attention to it. So there we go, we got 2 salmon eggs on there. Now we are going to do exactly what I said. We're going to cast it a little bit upstream and let it drift in the current, and we're going to see if we can't pull a little something out of here. All right guys, well, I think this is a lot better spot. It's a lot deeper over here, there's more current over here, so if there's going to be any fish hanging out, I think all up and down, I mean, there's guys camping over there and they're fishing. I'm in front of a couple campsites too, but nobody has checked into those sites yet, so we should be okay for now. But anywhere from up there where the rapids kind of calm down and they go into this big, deep kind of part of the river, this whole area, it should be teeming with fish. So we're gonna get the salmon eggs back out there, toss those around a little bit, and we're gonna get some of these trout. All right guys, we got some more salmon eggs on. So let's get out there and let's get some of these fish. I don't know where the rocks are yet. It might take me a couple of casts to learn, you know, where I need to be careful. So far that drift was good. All right, well, that was a good drift. So let's see, I'm going up there a little bit more, kind of more toward the middle of the river. I just have to be careful because with all these rocks, you know, I don't want to just lose a whole bunch of gear. Okay, at the end of that drift, I got on a little rock, but nothing crazy. One thing I have now that I wish I would have brought with me a couple of days ago when I came was polarized sunglasses. It's just making a huge difference with what I can actually see under the water. The water is still pretty clear. I can still see pretty good without them, but I put on the polarized sunglasses and I can see under the water so much better, which helps me out because it's going to make it to where I can actually see a lot of these rocks. So with me being able to see a lot of these rocks, it should keep me from getting stuck. I mean, of course, I'm probably still gonna get stuck probably a good amount of times on this trip, but it's definitely gonna help because I can kind of see a little bit better where I'm casting. There we go, fellas. First trout of the day. Is he getting tired already? I'm gonna try to see if I can let him tire out some. There we go. That'd probably be a decent eater, huh? It's nice and pretty too. Here we go. First rainbow of our little camping trip. I mean, that one's decent. That one might be a decent eater. I mean, especially if I'm just, you know, eating it by myself. You know, it's just gonna be one trout for me. And then of course in the next, like, you know, 20-30 minutes, if I catch one that's nicer than this one, if he's still lively enough and still swims away, you know, I can always replace him on the stringer too. I don't like doing that, but you know, sometimes in certain situations it calls for it. All right, well, there we go. That'll be a nice little eat for one. Later this evening, I'll like cook up an early dinner or something. And we'll have fresh trout on the menu. He was chilling right in between those two big rocks right there. At first, I was trying all right here in front of me. And then like our third cast in between those two big rocks, he hit it. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get some more salmon eggs out there, and I'm gonna probably throw in that same spot for a little bit, see if he had any friends hiding in there with him. Oh guys, that was literally first cast after we caught that other one. Now we got this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, he spit it. Dang it. All right, see you, guy. It's so hard to get him in the net in this spot, just because if you look down here by my feet, it just drops off. Like, there's no way I'm getting down in the water. Even with my waders, that's gonna go well above my waders, and I'm not trying to do that right now. I mean, shoot, I'm catching fish in this spot, so we'll keep at it, and you know, we're only gonna get them in the net if we hook them good enough. I guess there was catch number 2 of the day. I just technically didn't land him, I guess. Got one, boys. No, don't go in there. He's trying to break me out from the grass. There we go, finally. Got our second rainbow of the day. Well, I mean, technically third. We didn't land that second one, but still, I mean, we'll take it. Another rainbow. This one's a little bit smaller than that one that I kept for my meal, so we are just going to get this guy back. Okay, so we've only caught the 3 trout so far. I don't know exactly what time it is. I would say maybe 3 o'clock or so, but I do have my 1 trout and I'm starting to get hungry, so I am going to gut this guy real quick, get him in a Ziploc bag, and then we are going to hike back to the campsite so that I can cook this thing up for a late lunch, early dinner. So you guys already know, I remember my wife got me this as a present and I use it all the time. I freaking love this thing. She's awesome. It's a like grippy mat for filleting the fish. It also has a little kind of ruler painted on it or put on it. It came with a really nice fillet knife, and then it also came with this descaler right here, which really comes in handy with these trout, getting all those scales off. So there's a nice flat rock right there in the water, so I think I might do it right there because I'm in my wader, so I could probably sit right there and still be fine. All right, I'm gonna get this guy over there, and all I really do with these guys are not big enough that I really want to fillet them and actually get 2 fillets off of them. All I'm gonna do with this guy is I'm gonna cut off his head, I'm gonna cut off his tail, I'm gonna gut him, and then we're gonna get all the guts out, everything like that, the bloodline, and I'm gonna cook him up just like that. So I'm not gonna totally fillet him, but we are gonna clean him up real good. All right guys, we got this guy all cleaned up. If you guys have seen my catch and cooks before, you guys know I like a nice clean trout. So, you know, I take off the top fins, I take off the bottom fins. I mean, I cut off the little bit of skin that hangs over right there. It's still a good fillet, and you know, it's still got a lot of meat on it. Definitely enough for me to have a pretty good meal with this. I'm gonna lose him with some of the snacks and other things that I brought with me as well. But this guy is a nice, pretty color. We've got some nice meat on him. With a nice little chunky one, especially for a 1-person meal. This is gonna be absolutely perfect. So I'm going to get my stuff all packed up, get this guy in a bag, and we're gonna hike back to the campsite. We got everything that we need out to cook our trout. Made it back to the campsite. Even as far as we made it down the river fishing, it still wasn't that bad of a walk coming back. But out of my waders, got my my little chanclas on. So we're gonna keep it pretty simple today. I love this. I can't remember, I think I got it at Walmart like years and years ago, but it's a little camping set. It comes with a plate, a bowl, a coffee mug, and then it comes with a fork, a spoon, and a little butter knife. I love them. I mean, they're decent quality. I've had them for years and haven't had any issues with them. So I also brought just some non-stick cooking spray, a little bit of oil to help with the pan. As far as the trout goes, I've still got it in the bag over here. Before I get it all seasoned up, I've got some fresh drinking water in the ice chest. I need to wash it off with that because it's only been rinsed off with river water. So I'm gonna get the trout rinsed off real good. I got my little Coleman double burner stove over here, propane stove. All I'm gonna season it with is some garlic salt, and then I got some lemon pepper seasoning, and then of course I've got some butter. And then to top it off, when it's on the plate and all done, I'm going to squeeze a lemon over it and get that lemon juice. Pretty simple way to cook up trout. It's going to be pan seared, so that skin should get nice and crispy. And we got some other little snacks over here that'll kind of hold us over. I've got some jalapeno ranch ruffles, and then you know your boy's got a sweet tooth. I had to pick up some snickerdoodles as well when I was at Walmart. I've also got some like Nature Valley bars and some bread with some cheese and lunch meat in there, mayonnaise, you know, if I want to make some sandwiches. I kept it pretty simple on this trip. I didn't want to go all out. But yeah, let's get everything out. Let's get that trout washed off and let's cook us up a meal. Okay, we're gonna take some of our Lawry's garlic salt. I love this stuff. I use garlic salt on pretty much everything, honestly. So we're gonna be real generous with this. We also have the lemon pepper. I also like to season the inside really good as well. We season the whole thing. We season both sides, and we also season the inside. So generous amount of garlic salt. Now let's take our lemon pepper. This is what it's gonna give it a little bit of that zest, a little bit of that kick. I had to break it up a little bit. All right, also gets that lemon pepper in there. It's all right, we're gonna make a mess, boys, but that's okay. We're camping, we have an excuse to be a little bit messy right now. All right, just like that, we got the trout nice and coated. Now we're gonna come over here to the pan. Let me set that down for a second. Pan's already hot. We got that butter melting just like that, but I think it's hot enough that we can just go ahead and throw our trout on already. The only thing that sucks is the table is at a little bit of an incline, so it's kind of all the oil and butter is pushing back, but that's okay. So let's get our trout on there just like that. Gonna toss it right in the middle of the pan. It's probably only gonna need maybe like 3 minutes on each side, if even that. Because I'm cooking trout, and the way that I'm cooking it, I'm searing it on a hot pan, and it's not a very big trout, so it's gonna cook pretty fast. It's not gonna need to be on there forever. So we got our tongs, so we can, you know, kind of move it around, and whenever we need to flip it, we'll be able to do so. So I like having the butter and the oil in there. It's a non-stick pan, but you know, it's also gonna help that trout from sticking. So, oh, this smells amazing already, guys. We're just gonna let that cook up, probably eat some chips. I'm gonna grab a sparkling water out of the cooler, and we're getting ready to eat. All right, there we go, guys. Got our nice crispy rainbow trout right here. Let me cut this lemon in half so that I can squeeze that lemon juice right on top. Go. This is our last little finishing touch. I'm gonna use the whole lemon just because I love lemon, especially on my fish. A little bit of acidity to balance out that saltiness, savoriness. I'm not a chef, so don't ask me, but I know what I like, you know, trying it over the years. All right, there's one half. Oh, look at that. Oh, that lemon juice. Let's go. All right, getting ready to try this bad boy. All right, fellas. Let's dig in here. Let's get that skin. Oh, the skin got a little bit crispy. Not as crispy as I would have liked it, but your boy's a little bit weird anyway. Usually I like to pull off the skin. Every once in a while I won't even eat the skin, but what I do like to do when I pan fry it is I like to pull off the skin on one side just like that, I'll eat all the meat off of it and then, you know, flip it around, do the same thing, and then eat the skin last as just like a burst of flavor with a little bit of crunch. But I think this looks awesome. Look at that meat. Oh yeah. You guys can see the bones right there. It just slides right off the bones. Every once in a while you'll still get a bone, but not nearly as much. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna sit here and pick at this and enjoy my lunch, and I will get back to you guys here in a little bit. All right guys, well, we made it back down to the water. We had a nice little lunch, cooked up some fresh trout. Now we are back here and we're pretty much going to be fishing the rest of the afternoon until the sun starts going down, and then we'll head back, go to sleep, wake up before the sun comes up, and go fishing again. So let's get some salmon eggs on. Let's see how many we can catch out of here for the rest of the afternoon. There you go, boys. There we go. There we go. Took us a little bit. I've been over here for a while, and on one of the last few casts, this is the pole that I've been using ever since I got here and the last trip that I went on, and I managed to snap off the top end somehow, so now I'm down to like my little micro pole. I've got a couple other rods in my truck, but I'm not close to my truck right now. But thankfully I always bring at least 2 with me down to the water just in case for stuff like that. Oh, that was slick, dude. He jumped out of my hand and I caught him with the net. That was sick. Alright. Nice rainbow. Time to get him back in there. There he goes. Oh, but he went the wrong way. Come on, buddy. You need to go that way. There he goes. Finally, fellas. It's probably been like an hour since the last one. Trying to get this guy wore out. Got him. Ooh, that's a nice rainbow, pretty rainbow. Okay, fellas. I mean, that one's pretty decent. I mean, considering, I think that's probably the biggest one that we've gotten yet today. I think it's a little bit bigger than the one that I cooked up for lunch. So we'll take it. Nice little rainbow. I wonder if I can get this picture before he goes all crazy again. All right, guys, let's get this guy back. I might have to swim back a little bit. You just got to be real patient with them. Once he starts feeling the current going through, oh, there he goes. Here we go, boys. We got another one. I didn't even feel this one. He must have just had it in his mouth. And then I ended up, oh, he's barely hooked too. No, don't do that. There we go. Got him. See, look at that. I'm glad I got him in the net because he already unhooked himself. There we go. Oh, this guy's an active one, isn't he? Okay, well, I can get you back in the water if you chill for a minute, dude. All right, guys. Trying to grab him. All right. Rainbow number 6 on the day. A little bit of self-release, I guess. He was anxious to get back. But what I was gonna say, guys, is look at this. It's like how serene, how beautiful. You got the Kern River, you got the mountain ranges around you. I mean, I've seen a few people, but with all these trees and everything, even though there's like a pretty big campground, like, you know, not too far that way, it doesn't seem like it. Like, I don't hear anybody, I don't see anybody. It literally just feels like me out here with the river and the mountains, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, guys. There we go, boys. He's wanting to swim in the current. I can't tell if it's just a really nice trout or if it's because of this current right here. There we go. He's pretty. I mean, he's not a super big trout, but all right, let me get up here real quick. It's gonna be easier to unhook him up here because down there I'm kind of standing on the rocks. Might be a better spot. It's not a lot of spots right here where I can get real far down, but we'll get this guy back. Okay, fellas, I ended up breaking off my setup one more time, and I just didn't want to take the time to tie another one. So we are going to call it a day, at least fishing wise. I would say there might be another good 30 minutes or so of good fishing time before it kind of kills off, but that's all right. We'll take what we got so far today. I think all in all today we caught 7 trout in total. Considering that this is my first time at this spot and I've never been to this part of the river, I think that's a pretty good day. So we're going to walk back to the campsite. I think I'm gonna run to the store and get like a couple of cold Gatorades or something, and we're just gonna chill, probably go to bed early so that we can get up super early and go fishing. Well, we made it back to the tent and it is just about time for bed. I don't know if you guys can really see out there, but it's not dark yet, but the sun definitely is going down, and it's not worth me, you know, getting all my gear and walking back to the water if it's gonna be getting dark. So, and the plan for tomorrow is to wake up super early, probably like 4:30, 5 a.m. Pack up the campsite so that I can leave real early, and then I'm just gonna make my way down the river. It's not like where I'm camping at's a bad spot. It was a decent spot. I mean, you know, we got here early afternoon, fished for a few hours, came back, cooked up a trout for like an early dinner, and then we went back out there, fished a few more hours, and we caught like 7. So, you know, definitely not a bad spot. But I do know that if I head down the river tomorrow morning super early, I'm probably gonna catch double that amount, or at least hopefully. So yeah, this is gonna be our one night here. I brought my little tent with me today. Well, technically I brought both, but I only set up the little 2-person tent. This is the tent that I take with me when I'm camping by myself and I just want to set something up really quick and easy. And but yeah, I mean, what more could you ask for? Up here, Kern River, camping right on the river. Well, I wish I had a spot that was on the river, but we're close enough. Like, I can hear it from here. I can hear the river, and it's like, I don't know, maybe 150 feet or so. It's not too far away. So yeah, so far it's been a pretty good trip. I am going to go to bed here pretty soon because I need to get to bed early so that I can wake up early. And yeah, pretty much we're just going to be chilling for the night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. We are down at the river. You can see that there's a little bit of light coming up, but the sun's not even up yet. It's literally 5 a.m. right now. There is always good trout at this spot, and out of anywhere else on the Kern River that I have fished before, the biggest trout that I've caught here always seem to be up here around the pump house. This is the last morning fishing of this trip, so we're gonna try to make the most of it and try to have some good catches today. Thankfully, let me adjust it. Thankfully, I have these really nice headlamps. It was either one of these last Christmases or one of these last birthdays that my wife got me this 2-pack of these headlamps, and they are so freaking good, guys. This one isn't even fully charged. I think it's like halfway charged, and these things are super bright. They have a ton of settings and they last a long time on a single charge. So thank you to my wife for getting me these as a present, because I freaking love these things. And it really helps me out when I'm trying to get somewhere and it's low light. Or same thing this morning when I was packing up the campsite. It's pitch black and there's no lights on the campsite, so of course I had to have the headlamp on the whole time as I was packing everything up. So I'm gonna get all my stuff settled down, kind of claim this spot as my own, and then I'm gonna give it probably just a little bit, and then we'll head over there and start fishing. If I do end up casting a fish or two before the sun actually comes up, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see, because as you guys know, GoPros, they don't do very well in low light conditions, but we're gonna try our best. So let's see what happens. Not exactly what I was going for, but well, guys, we decided to move spots. We did catch one fish up there. I'm not exactly sure what it was. It looked kind of like a creek chub or something like that. I'm not sure the actual name for them, but that's what it looked like to me. And surprisingly got him on the salmon eggs. But I ended up moving down because not too long after, you know, we got here and I was fishing by myself, these two guys showed up and started fishing. And one of them, the first guy that showed up, he was an older gentleman. He was nice and asked if he could get up on the grate and fish next to me. The grate's probably like 10-15 feet away, and I was like, yeah, sure, like no issues, you know. And I was just like, yeah, sure, no problem, you know. And then his buddy showed up like 10-15 minutes later. First his buddy was fishing on the other side of him, and then after seeing me catch that fish, he ended up getting up there with his buddy, and he has a fly rod, and he was literally casting his fly rod over my line. And I mean, we only ended up getting tangled once because, you know, I'm good at keeping the rod tip down, you know, and I just reeled it underneath his fly line. But I'm sitting here trying to fish in this little spot, and this dude just kept throwing it right in front of me. Like, I don't know. And don't be one of those guys. Don't be one of those guys that just, you know, and nothing against fly fishermen. I have a fly rod. I like fly fishing. But every single time I have an issue with another fisherman, it's always a fly fisherman. Always. They want to, you know, wade out. Even in the lakes, they'll wade out in the water and go right in front of me, right where I'm casting my pole, and I'll just still throw it at them. Like, hey, well, if you don't want to get hit in the head with the weight, get out of the way. And then this dude was also using a fly rod, and he just kept casting straight over my line. So I was like, well, screw you guys. I'm gonna go down the river and probably catch 10 times more fish than you will catch this entire week. So we moved down. We were at this spot a few days ago, and I pulled like 7 or 8 out of this little hole. So I'm gonna see if they've calmed down enough, or if, you know, there's still some more hanging out here. We're gonna try to pull them out. Let me go, fellas. On one. Yeah, the water definitely came up a little bit from yesterday, because where I'm standing right now, it wasn't this deep. Or not yesterday, but a few days ago. And he's still full of energy. Well, that's a decent one too. Dang, boy. He wasn't done yet. Oh, this guy's barely hooked too. Oh, still got him. All right. That's a nice rainbow. There we go, first rainbow of the morning. That last one we caught, I don't know, like I said before, that other one looked like a creek chub to me or something. Hold on, buddy. Yeah, he's already ready to go back. All right, nice rainbow. Let's get this guy back. There he goes. Yeah, he took off fast. There we go, fellas. This one feels like a good one. Oh yeah, it looks like a good one. Should I get him over here? Let's go, fellas. There we go. Yes, sir. Another rainbow. Oh, I thought he unhooked himself. I was like, sweet. Oh, but it looked like he broke. What did he break off? Oh, he broke off my hook? Wait. Oh, did this guy... Hold on a minute. I think we already hooked this guy before, and he ripped off our setup, because this is the same exact double-sided swivel that I use, and it's got the 5-loop knot on it, and this is the same size 10 hook. And that's not my line. The line I have him hooked on is still in his mouth. So that means at some point, either 3 days ago when I was here, or at some point this morning, we hooked this guy and he broke us off, and then we ended up catching him again. That's crazy. Let's try that. Gotta make sure this guy's good to swim. Sometimes you just gotta let him chill for a little bit, and then he's gonna kick off once he's ready. Gonna let him breathe, start getting some of that water, that current going through his gills. There he goes. All right, see ya, buddy. Sweet. I just thought that was funny how we had already hooked that guy at some point, and he broke off my line, and we ended up catching him again, and I got my other line back. And we got another one. I didn't even think he was on. I just started reeling it in to do the retrieve after I let it drift, and he was just on there. And now he's swimming toward him. Whoa. It's all right, buddy. Jumping over. There we go. All right, guy. Another rainbow, fellas. This one's not as pretty as the other ones. He doesn't have as many spots, but still a nice little rainbow. There you go. See you, buddy. There we go. Oh, again. No. I was climbing down to come over here so I could net him, and he got off. Dang it, guys. I've literally had like 3 trout come off in a row in the past like 30 minutes. There we go, boys. Got one. They got the rafts coming out today. People are doing the raft tours. Sweet. So I was like watching them take off right here, and then I wasn't even paying attention. All right, guys. Another rainbow. He got a little bit dirty. I was trying not to drop him over there, but he ended up going a little crazy on me. Let him chill for a little bit. There he goes. There we go, fellas. Nope, come here. There we go. Nice. What's that? Salmon eggs? Yeah, I'm using a little split shot weight, and I just throw it up and let it drift. Guys, nice little rainbow. Let's get this guy back. This is why I love using the waders so much, especially in rivers. I can just get to spots that, you know, I can't get to if I'm just fishing from the shore. I mean, guys, you know, you see guys in their shorts and stuff, they get into the river, but to be in the river for long periods of time and be comfortable, you know, definitely want some waders. So I'm trying to fish this hole right here, but there's like so many trees and bushes, and it's just going to be weird angles if I'm fighting a fish from shore in this spot. But this little drift right here past this big rock on either side looks pretty dang good. So I think I'm going to fish this rock for a little bit and see. I've already gotten one bite in this spot, but we just haven't set the hook on anything yet. Oh, we got one, but it's just like a little baby. I mean, bigger than those other babies we were seeing, but still just a little one. That's the smallest rainbow that I've caught on this trip. But hey, we'll take it. A rainbow's a rainbow, right? Okay, buddy. There you go, guys. Nice little baby rainbow. There he goes. Yeah, the little ones sometimes are more resilient. Unless like they swallow the hook, the little ones usually just zoom off. Alrighty, guys, I forgot to film an intro before I left, but I am now on my way back home. All in all, I think it was a pretty good trip. We got to come out here on the Kern River at headquarters campground, stay one night. We got in some fishing the day we arrived, which was yesterday, and then we also got in some fishing this morning. I think all together for the trip, I think it was a total of 50. It was around 15, like 15 or 16 trout all together for, you know, staying the night for one night. So I think that's pretty good. We got to do some exploring. I got to try out some spots that I had never fished before. I got to see some parts of the river that I've never seen before. So that was really cool. We also got to keep one of the trout yesterday, and we cooked it up for like an early dinner. So we got a nice little catch clean cook for you guys as well. I think the Kern River is definitely the closest river to where I live. It's kind of far. It's about a 2-hour drive to get from my house to the Kern River, which it's not crazy, but it is far enough that, you know, it's not somewhere I can just go every single week. But whenever I do get the chance to come out and visit the Kern River and do some trout fishing, I'm always going to do that. Please let me know any kind of videos you guys want to see, any like tip videos, or, you know, any suggestions on any lakes or rivers in California that I should go and try to hit up for one of my next videos. And other than that, this has been Adventures with John, and I'll see you guys next time.